Right, Annalise, can you just let us know where we are and what we're doing?
So we're at Agropolis Urban Farm, and it's in the middle of Christchurch City, and what we're doing here is basically trying to bring the food back into the city where it's accessible to people, where they can see it, where people can learn how to grow it, where it's close to restaurants that want to use it, and where it can really sort of be seen as a bit of a sign of hope of regrowth in the city after the earthquakes from 2010 and 11.
Cool. And so how do you manage this?
So it's run by me as the coordinator. Then we have a steering committee that helps make the big decisions. But the day-to-day running is primarily through volunteers doing working bees every fortnight, just to keep things ticking over. And we also have volunteers that come and help with the watering and just maintenance throughout the week.
Great. And what are some of the biggest projects you've done during the working bees?
I think building the mud shed was a pretty big project, and all of the initial building I think was pretty big. We've had some pretty big working bees as part of Festa, so that's Festival of Traditional Architecture, and that's how Agropolis started, was as part of that. And then it continued on and took part in the second Festa, and I'm pretty sure we'll be in the third Festa coming this year as well.
Okay, and so you're working with some local businesses on food waste. Tell us a bit about that and how you got into it.
So within Christchurch CBD currently there isn't any established overarching green waste collection. So we sort of saw that as a real shame, and we're working together with New Zealand and Zimbabwe to try and create a green waste system that can collect the green waste, bring it back here, turn it into compost for us to use, stops it going to landfill from the restaurant's point of view, and that way just kind of creates a bit of a closed loop cycle. And so the other people that are helping us with that is EnviroWaste, who have been awesome with providing us with bins, and Elderly Waste, which knows heaps about sort of how to educate people around food waste systems, because that's really important. In order for the Bakashe to work, it has to be done in particular ways. It's really easy, but you just need to know what you're doing. And then SIFT have come on board as a funder to help make that all possible.
Right. And so you're using Bokashi to ferment the waste?
Yeah, so basically the restaurants and cafes are provided with a bin, 120 litre wheelie bin, and with some Bokashi. And then for every 10 litre or so bucket of food waste, they put in about a cup of Bokashi and just mix it throughout the day in terms of food and Bokashi rather than all at once. And then it comes back to our site to ferment. Once that sort of process is pretty much finished, we mix it with the soil, and it does its kind of final breaking down into the soil to become really, really good compost.
Great. And how have you used EM here?
So we've mostly used that on the plants themselves to help condition the soil, to help deter pests, and then we also use it just in terms of cleaning the bins after they've had the compost in them. Stops them from being smelly. Yeah. Which is always nice. And yeah, just for generally keeping the health of everything really good.
Great. And so what's the future entail for Agropolis?
We really want to become more productive with what we're doing, and so this coming growing season we're hoping to really expand our vegetable growing, and that'll be in concert with growing the compost system so that we have more compost to use. And because there's a lot of restaurants and cafes that are super keen to get on board with that, and we're hoping to also establish a tunnel house so we can grow our own seedlings, so that way in terms of resources coming to site, pretty much the only resource we need is people.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, keep up the good work.